Hello, red shirts, and welcome to another episode of Roll20 for the Absolute Beginner by Follow Me and Die. I'm your host, Larry Hamilton, and today I wanted to talk about maps for settlements. And in my example, I'm going to have a generic port city map that I use to track where the party or individual party members happen to be running around a city. So this is something I came up with to handle the party coming to a large city and moving about the city, but not having to have a specific map for each individual city. Because as traveling along the coast, they're going to come across a bunch of different cities because they want to move a great distance. And so rather than have to come up with a map for every single city that had all the different details, I came up with a blanket map that just had the different sections of the city. And so this is something you can make it in Roll20 with the draw tool, or you can use something like the art tool included with your operating system, like in Microsoft Windows would be the Microsoft Paint or whatever drawing tool you want to use. And all I did was make these rectangular boxes and then label them with what area or district of the city it is. And since it's a coastal city, what I started with is a marching order section down here for the party, so I know what order they're in. And then they are traveling by ship, so I've got when they're on the ship, where are they? And then I have a label here that if they're down at the harbor and the breakwater and the jetty, so they just sailed into the harbor and they haven't docked yet. And I've got a party token here that I can track their movement. So they sail into the harbor, then they come to the dock. And then when they get to the dock, what do they do? Do they muck around in the docks? Do they go on in? And then, of course, the area that's not gray would be what the player could see. I'm in the Game Master view right now, so I can see through the gray, but these are the different boxes that they go to, and then I can just reveal them. Say that the first thing they come to is the city gate. So then we'll reveal that area. Well, it does this sometimes. And then you can move the party token to the gate. They deal with the gate. Well, then what is the next place they go to? Well, the merchants are probably going to be close to the docks and so forth. So maybe they go check out the merchants. And is there a place to stay in the merchants' quarter, or do they have to go somewhere else? Say they want to go visit a temple. Okay, so you reveal the temple district where if it's an organized settlement, maybe all the temples are in a similar part of town. You could have exceptions and then you'd have to have notes. And as you see, I've got different notes like in red down here. I've got the ship is currently waiting to dock. But what if there was a say there's a temple to a water deity down by the docks? You might make a note down here. Say there's different inns and taverns to visit. You might have a list of what those are here, and you can put those on the GM layer so the players don't see what's there unless it's something that they interact with. Then you could maybe move it to the map layer so that it doesn't get moved from that location of like the name of the inn where they stayed. And then say they want to go investigate the tombs and catacombs. Well, then you can reveal that area and move their token to that area. And by making a generic one of these for every city you get, notice I call it generic port city, well, you could rename this to whatever the next city is. And that's on the map layer. So, well, I thought it was on the map layer. Oh, okay, so this, I can't change the name of that because that is actually a graphic I did and moved into Roll20. So the issue with that is you can't edit everything. So if you want to be able to edit all of it, you can create this in Roll20 because it's a map. If you make a generic one that you save off as a master template, then you can just copy the master template to make your next port town along the way. And if something doesn't have an area, like say there's no temples or whatever, you can just put the temple district on a different level or just delete it because it's going to be that specific map. And then when you're done with that town, instead of deleting it, you can just archive it and get it out of your way so you're not having to cycle through so many different maps. You can just customize it to what makes sense in your world, have as many notes as you want. I've even got some notes down here at the bottom. Let me zoom in so we can see those. So I have examples of what the different quarters might be, and that there's like old walls, buildings, basements, well cisterns, and there's just different explanations of the different areas that tend to be in the cities along the coast here. And you can just tailor that to how it is in whatever world you're using, if it's homebrew or a adventure setting or a campaign setting. So I just want to share this quick, simple little thing here that hopefully others will find useful. And if, like me, you just use Roll20 for the dice rolling and the displaying the relative position of the tokens of the players and the monsters and NPCs, it's mostly theater of the mind. So sometimes I don't even have a token for all the NPCs, only if there's a combat do they end up having a token on the map. This works really well for that. I wanted to let you all know part of the reason for my absence is I got focused starting in March building a slide-in truck camper, and I got done with it the weekend after Memorial Day, and I hit the road to travel out west, and I got back about a week before Labor Day, and I've just been doing my thing here. I'm still here. I just felt like I really need to get this video out. I've had the idea for the video since before I left, but being so focused on trying to get that thing out so I could get out of here. But I'm back now. I don't promise a specific schedule, but I will try to at least get through the backlog of ideas that I have for other videos in this series. If you'd like to see something that I haven't touched on, let me know. I know that Roll20 has changed a lot since my introduction video, and I really need to redo a getting started basic video again, but that's a lot of time and effort, and I don't have time for longer involved videos like that would be. I just wanted to share that. I will have a few other just quick idea videos that you can put to use in your games. I hope you all are doing well, and as always, game on.